Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story for you that's guaranteed to make you smile. It's about a very special cat named Biscuit. Now, Biscuit wasn't like other cats. While all his feline friends were busy chasing butterflies or finding the perfect sunny spot for a long, luxurious nap, Biscuit had different interests, had a secret ambition, one that set him apart from every other cat in the neighborhood. Biscuit wanted to play fetch. You see, Biscuit lived with his owner, Emma, and a big, fluffy golden retriever named Max. Every single day, Emma would take Max out to the backyard for a game of fetch. She'd grab a bright yellow tennis ball, wind up her arm, send it flying across the grass. And every single time, who do you think was right on Max's tail? Racing after that ball with all his might. You guessed it. Biscuit. His tiny paws would just be a blur as he sprinted across the lawn, determined to beat his big furry brother. And you know what? Sometimes he actually did it. He'd pounce on the ball with the ferocity of a tiny tiger, capturing it before Max could even get close. Then he'd pick up the slobbery, soggy tennis ball, which was almost as big as his head, and trot proudly back to Emma. He'd drop it right at her feet with a triumphant meow. It was his way of saying, "I got it." Throw it again. Emma would just burst out laughing every time. "Good boy, Biscuit," she'd say, ruffling the fur on his head. And at that moment, Biscuit would start to purr, the sound rumbling like a tiny engine. He knew he was different, but he didn't care. In his mind, being a dog cat was the best thing in the entire world. It meant more playtime, more laughs, and more love from his favorite person. And really, what more could any pet ask for? Have you ever felt like you didn't quite fit in? Well, let me tell you about a little cat named Biscuit who felt the exact same way. One sunny afternoon, Emma was getting ready to take her big, fluffy dog, Max, to the park. As she clipped on Max's leash, a tiny, hopeful meow came from beside her. It was Biscuit, her ginger cat, with his big green eyes pleading, "Take me. Take me too." Timur chuckled. "All right, you little rascal, but you have to be on your best behavior." When they arrived at the dog park, it was a whirlwind of wagging tails and happy barks. But as soon as the other dogs spotted Biscuit, everything went silent. A big German shepherd tilted his head. "What's a cat doing here?" he barked, confused. A little terrier yapped in agreement. Biscuit felt all eyes on him. Instead, hiding, he puffed up his chest, made his fur stand on end, and declared with all his might, "I'm a dog, too." He was determined to prove it. First, he saw a group of dogs digging. So, Biscuit started pawing furiously at the dirt, sending little clouds of dust everywhere. He wasn't very good at it, but he was trying. Next, Emma threw a stick for Max. Before Max could even move, Biscuit shot off like a rocket, pounced on the stick, and tried to drag it back, even though it was twice his size. The other dogs watched, completely bewildered. Then came the grand finale. Biscuit saw a golden retriever joyfully rolling around in a patch of fresh green grass. "That looks fun," he thought. So, he flopped down and started wiggling and rolling, purring loudly the whole time. At first, the dogs just stared. Then, a small chuckle came from a beagle. Soon, the entire park was filled with howls of laughter, not mean laughter, but the kind you share with a friend who does something silly and wonderful. By the end of the day, Biscuit was covered in dirt, grass, and a little bit of drool from a friendly Great Dane. The sun began to set. The beagle trotted over. "You're weird," he said, wagging his tail, "but you're our kind of weird." From that day on, Biscuit the cat wasn't just a cat anymore. He was part of the pack, proving that being yourself is the best way to make friends, even if you're a cat in a dog's world. Thanks so much for watching. Today, I've got a super sweet story for you that's guaranteed to make you smile. It's all about a curious little cat named Biscuit and his big ambition. It all started one bright and sunny morning. Biscuit was perched on his favorite windowsill, watching the world go by, when he saw Max, the golden retriever from next door, having his daily chat with the mail carrier. "Woof, woof," Max announced with great importance. Biscuit's ears perked up. He looked at Max, then looked at himself. He decided right then and there that he needed to learn how to bark, too. It seemed like the coolest thing a pet could do. So, Biscuit began his training immediately. He took a deep breath, puffed out his chest, and gave it his best shot. Meow. That wasn't quite it. It sounded more like a question than a statement. He tried again, this time with a bit more force. Meow woof? Nope, still not right. He spent the entire day practicing. He tried barking at the birds in the garden, at his own reflection in the toaster, and even at a dust bunny under the sofa. The veritent just came out as a jumbled mix of meows and almost woofs. Later that afternoon, he heard the familiar sound of keys in the lock. Emma was home. This was his moment to shine. As the door swung open, Biscuit raced to greet her, feeling prouder than ever. He stood tall, took a huge breath, and let out the most powerful sound he could muster. M-R-R-R woof. The sound echoed in the hallway. Emma froze for a second, a bag of groceries in each arm, her eyes wide with surprise. Then, a small giggle escaped her lips, which quickly turned into a full-blown belly laugh. She laughed so hard she nearly dropped the milk and eggs all over the floor. She carefully set the bags down and knelt to scoop Biscuit into her arms. "Oh, Biscuit," she said, still chuckling as she scratched his chin in that perfect spot. "You are truly one of a kind." Biscuit, nestled in Emma's warm embrace, began to purr loudly, a happy rumble in his chest. But just as he was drifting into a state of pure bliss, a tiny, almost imperceptible sound escaped him. A soft little woof at the end. He was a cat, through and through, but in his heart, he knew he was also a little bit of a dog. What a silly, lovable cat. I hope you enjoyed Biscuit's story as much as I did.